Hey guys, what's going on? Let me know if you're with me on the line and you can hear me. Okay, great. Ruben, can you go in as well and see? All right. So today we're gonna start. Yeah, we good? Okay, great. Thanks. So we're gonna do some live pre-market preparation for you guys. Give you just a little bit more tools to handle and to work with in order to find those right stocks. I'll start by first saying, like always, this time of the year, or maybe not like always, but this time of the year, this period of time is basically super volatile, and you can literally trade QQQ, the ETF for the S&P, for the Nasdaq, or the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, and you can really focus on those two ETFs during this time of the year because of the volatility that we experience in the market right now. So if you want to start easy, if stock trading is not something that you're familiar with, then you can definitely start at least by trading the ETFs. It will be much, I'm saying it with quotes, easier, but it will be, less hustling. You won't have to start scanning for stocks and stuff like that. You can put all of your focus in those two ETFs, maybe IWM, that's the Russell 2000, the index for the 2000 small cap stocks. So you can trade those ETFs if you don't want to really go to scanning and really finding a very specific stock for trading today. Because the market is super volatile, you can definitely just trade the Qs and the SPY. But in case you do want to go to the scanners and find the hottest stocks for today, then we can do it in a few ways, and we will go through them today. But first in first, we will start by just analyzing the market a little bit. What I'm doing is looking at the NQ. NQ is the future for the future contract for the Nasdaq index. You can do the same thing if you want through either like TradingView or just go and use analyze the QQQ, the ETF. And the reason I like to do it on the index, on the future, is because that you won't see a lot of gaps, because the future is been trading 23 hours a day. So in this case, it's just nicer, or you see a lot of information that you might not see if you look at the QQQ, the ETF. So what I usually do is just go to the 1H or 4H and try to look for a major support and resistance level, supply and demand, understanding the price action, what we already experienced in the last few weeks, and what can we expect for the next few days. Obviously, since we're talking about day trading, even if I can understand that the market might go higher today or the next 30 minutes that I will trade, it might drop down, obviously. So keep that in mind as well. So as you can see, my chart is already full with horizontal lines and some channels. We broke through that channel tested it perfectly as support and bounced all the way up to that resistance level, dropped there, the resistance level that were here, that was here, and on Friday we tested perfectly the channel, the same channel that acted as support here, acted again as support. Right now, dropping nicely, holding the same level around the 11,800, and from that point, obviously we have three options, either going up, down, or sideways. In my opinion, we are in a positive area that we might see a bounce up. Again, this is a one age, so it could take it a few hours, maybe a day or two, but it looks pretty positive at this moment when I'm looking at it. We had a nice drop to the downside. We're holding that support level. If we will break again to the downside, then we might see another support around the 11,700, 11,720, and from there another bounce up. So in both cases, I'm pretty bullish at the moment. But again, this is just for the a very short term trading. So I wouldn't mind seeing, let's say, start of the day, a drop to those areas of the support level, and from that point, bouncing up again. Now, if we continue higher, either from the support level around the 11,700 or right from here, then we need to remember that we have this resistance level at the 12,000. Obviously, it's also you can say that it was support acted as resistance, but also like a psychological a number to bridge. And if from that point we will do that, then we can expect going all the way high up to the 12,300 around those levels. This is my projection on the NQ for the moment, again on a 1H, and probably the same, the S&P, the ES, the future contract for the ES, actually looking a little bit better. Again, dropped nicely the last month or so, now reaching an area of support. You can actually mark it and see that this whole place is a nice support level. So I wouldn't mind seeing a drop, maybe a bounce, even a bounce up, tiny bounce up, dropping, reaching this, getting into this support level, and then bouncing from of it, off of it. So this is what I can expect, at least for this week. And if we'll do that, we have a clear way all the way to the 39, yeah, 3,900, around those levels. More than that, obviously, the second level will be around here, 3,945. So at the moment, pretty bullish on the market. Again, maybe a drop, but then a bounce up. So still looking pretty bullish. Looking at the end VX, the VIX, the volatility index. Let's talk about it for a second. We see that it's been trading in a channel, a nice channel, tested it perfectly at the bottom, tried to break through and reach the upper level of it. Didn't do that yet. But at the moment, it looks okay to drop. Again, try to drop another, at least one more time to this 200 EMA or to test the lower channel. And from that point, try to bounce up again. Now, as we remember and talked about it previously, the VIX is basically working a negative correlation to the market, to the S&P. So when the price of the VIX is dropping down, the price of the S&P going up, and the opposite. So in this case, if we will see a drop on the VIX, we should expect a move higher on the S&P and obviously the Nasdaq as well. So this is like a first overview of the market. If we want to go into the stocks and look for the one for us, like I said, in this kind of market, in this volatile market, you can definitely trade SPY and the QQQ. Just keep them on your charts and look for the right setup there. But if you want to look for a specific stock, you can do it by using the scanners that we have on our trading platform or other platforms as well. And I will show you today one of the scanners that you can use. I guess if you trade in stocks, most of you are familiar with this website, but if not, it's called FinViz. Let me put it in the chat. So finviz.com. And here it's basically like a big screener that you can scan through all type of assets, like stocks and ETFs. And you can build your own screener as well, and it's for free. They do have like a paid subscription, but you can use the free version and it will be great. You just need to sign in so you can save your screener. So for example, if I'll go to the third tab from the left, the screener, now I'm getting a nice list of all of the assets that have been trading on NASDAQ and S&P and the S&P and New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And what we can do here is scan and try to play with the descriptive or the tabs here, the parameters, so we can find the right stock for us. So for example, I will go with the price first and I will choose over $10. And then I can go to the float short. Float short is the number of shares in percentage that are holding as short in this position, in a specific company, a specific stock. So for example, if I will choose over 15%, that means that more than 15% of AFRM shares are holding in as a short position. So in this case, the reason I will use it, and this is a bit different than what some of you guys know from trading Forex, since it's a netting account, then most traders, when they get into a short position and let's say you will see a bounce up on AFRM, then they will have to close their shares, will have to close their position, and that will push the price higher because then in order obviously to cover the short, you need to buy. So that's called a short squeeze. We have a video on YouTube on that, so you can go and check it out as well. So 15% and above, that's great. Most of those companies that you see here, if they will have like a major push to the upside, breaking, let's say, a major resistance level, where a lot of short sellers put in their stop loss says there, then you will see a bounce up, another increase in the move to the upside. So this is one thing that you can do: price, float short, then add some volume to it. So average volume above 1 million, 1M. And average volume again, if you guys coming from Forex, a volume is basically the number of shares switching hands from buyers to sellers. So what I want to see on any given day, like an average given day, 1 million, above 1 million. And then I got about 64 stocks that are relevant in those criteria. From there, I can click on technical. And here, what I'm usually using is the average true range, the ATR. The ATR is the range, the average range that a stock is moving in the last 14 days. So from the bottom, from the lowest point to the highest point, what's the range that it made? So I want to choose above 1. or oven one. And that gives me like 48 stocks that I can go through and scan and see if there is any potential movement that I can expect. For example, I'll go to the charts, click on candle just to take off those lines. Okay, and if I'm saying basically that those stocks are volatile because they're moving more than $1 a day, they have enough volume, a good chunk of volume, so they're liquid. It's good for us. A lot of people are trading them. You won't have most cases, you won't have major spreads. And they also have at least 15% of short selling holding. So in this case, what I can do, and this is a daily chart, in this case, what I can do is go to those charts, look at those charts, analyze them, and look for a major resistance level or a place basically that most traders will put their stop loss in. For example, let's talk about BEAM, right? Let's do a quick test here. Where do you think most short sellers put their stop losses if they took a short around the 63.40, $63? Where do you think they put their shorts, their stop losses order, the stop order? Try look at the chart, the way you leave it, the way you know analyze charts. Most charts are just the same. So in case you can think about yourself as well. In case you would have taken that short around the 63, 64, where would you usually put your stop loss in? Okay, so as you probably familiar with, most traders would have put their stop loss around this level of the $70, right? Or even above this tail. So in this case, there are a lot of orders waiting there. Exactly, perfect, Luis. Yeah. So a lot of orders are waiting there. A buy order, buy stop order, and as soon as we'll hit that level, automatically their stop losses will be filled. So in this case, a buy order will be filled, pushing the price higher, and that will actually increase the movement to the upside, or what we call short squeeze. So, so you can think of this major level around the $70 as a place you wanna, a point you wanna look for in order to go long. If you'll see the right parameters or the right price action intraday. So you're basically analyzing the daily chart, understanding where should start the short squeeze, and from that point intraday, you will look for the right entry point around the $70. Hope it makes sense. So, and you got the same level, like a tinier, obviously, level, but still you can look for the 62 level, right? Around the $62. A lot of people took that short as well. Now price is pushing higher to their entry point. Always think about the traders that are trapped here. Not you as you analyze it from the side, but as traders that actually are now in that trade, in that short. So now they've seen that the price is pushing higher. They're looking at and watching, analyzing the Qs or the SPY, and they see it going higher as well. And they say, okay, if I would lose on that trade, I will put my stop loss around the 62.30. And in this case, um, a lot of orders will get filled there, and we will have a nice push to the upside. And if the right price action will occur intraday on a 1 minute chart, on a 5 minute chart, then you can definitely jump in and take advantage of it. So the same you can do with the rest of those stocks, same charts. Just go through them, find that resistance level. It's a short squeeze, so we're only looking for the upside in this case. So find that resistance level, a major point where a lot of people are putting their stop losses in. And as soon as they do that, and it will hit that price, the price will push further to the upside, and you can take advantage of it when we get there. Okay, so this is one of the things you can do. Obviously, you can go through the news and like Seeking Alpha or investing.com or Benzinga. And lastly, you can go through the scanners on the platform. So let's see if we have anything popping up right now that looks good to follow. So right now we're looking at the pre-market movers. Let's see what we got here. Okay, you can definitely see Tesla dropping $2 at the moment with almost 800,000 shares trading. So that's a good sign. We can look at Tesla and see what's going on there. Other stocks here are below like $10. I usually don't trade them. Don't really care for those kind of stocks. Again, it's just a personal trading opinion. If you guys like them, then go, and you feel okay with them, you understand what you should do there, then you can trade them. There's no right or wrong. Just trading is super individual. It's what you understand best, and that's what you need to do. Netflix is up $7. Not a lot of volume coming in, but we still got like 40 minutes to the opening bell. Still, I would have preferred for $7 up. I would have preferred to see at least like 600,000 shares, because that's a nice move to the upside. So let's go through those two, Netflix and Tesla, and analyze them. Okay, we start with Tesla. $2 to the downside. It's not a lot for Tesla. And remember that, generally speaking, it got some great momentum to the upside. Moving to the upside from all around from the 200, like $100 in less than 2 months. So we are reaching a great resistance level here that we might push through. Again, a lot of people like Tesla, believe in it, and also besides that, that's a good price. Like a month ago, or a few, like a month ago, it was 3 times what we're seeing right now. So that's a great price to buy. In generally, I mean, the price is lower, so a lot of people are being able to buy it. And at the moment, if we're looking on a 1H, Tesla, like I said, they're opening around the $300. So what I want to do is mark the levels that are close to that point. 300 is just here, so it's not a lot, and you don't have really a place that you can actually put your support and resistance. But what you can do is go a little bit higher and mark this level at 307. It could be easily reached. It should be just tiny bit higher, like 50 cents higher. I'll do that. And then you can see this level is much more accurate. And below it, you have this uh, gap fill. Not, not yet, actually. It's still open at around 290, 291, 289, around this level. So those are the prices you can look for buying or selling Tesla. Again, intraday, I'm talking about intraday at the moment. And if we're looking at NFLX, Netflix, again, popping up like $6, $7. Let's see what we can do with her. Netflix last two, like his previous earning, just before the last one, gap down 25%. Now pushing higher to the 46 to 46 to 47. So again, what I'm doing is basically marking the levels around the number that it's supposed to open. Again, those kind of stocks that move in like 5, 10, $20 a day. Obviously, it's okay to mark a level at 250 when it's been trading at 246 at the moment pre-market. That's okay. We could use that level at the close of the gap. There's a gap opened right here between the close of the previous day and the open of the next day. So right at the 245, there's an open gap we can use as a support level. Not a perfect support level, but also 242 to 41 could act as support. You can mark this level as well. And I think we covered here. So let's go to the 1 minute chart and see how Netflix is behaving. Again, Netflix specifically only got like 300,000 shares at the moment pre-market, and we got 30 minutes before the opening bell. I would have expected a little bit more push to the upside from the volume side. And I guess we will see it as soon as we will start trading. So at the moment, a lot of gaps in the pre-market and not a lot to do right now. So we will just have to wait and see. But what you can do is just adjust your trading according to those levels. So when we will reach that support level, you will see that if it's enough to go long, or if we will reach that resistance level around the 250, if you have other parameters that will help you decide if you can go short and so on. On Tesla, the levels are pretty far, but you can use yesterday or Friday lower point. So around this level of 295, 296, this could also work as a support level if we will drop to that level. So if I don't see anything out there on the 1H, I would try to look for smaller resistant levels. It might be a little bit weaker than 1H, for example, uh, it's but it could work as well. So I'm okay with marking it and just remember that it's a intraday level and not a 1H or a 4H and so on. So also a 304 could be a nice resistant level. So at the moment, I don't see a lot of activity here as well. So I can't really build any scenario. Usually, if I'll see nice momentum move to the upside or the downside, I can, during those 30 minutes before the opening bell, just build my scenario and understand um, what I want to see as soon as we will open the trading session. So, for example, even if we're talking about, let's say, we are getting closer to the trading, to the opening bell, and I would say to myself, and let's say this is a major resistance level, okay? So I would say to myself, okay, one option is breaking through that resistance level, retesting it as support, and from that point bounce up, and I will try to buy around this level. This is one scenario that I can create. The second one, let's say, again, I'm just for educational purposes because we don't really have this level here. But let's say this is also a major resistance level, support level. So if the price will break through that level, retest it, then try to go short around this level, and so on. So I'm basically just drawing some scenarios, some ways that the trade can be done, or the stock can start moving. And if I see it, it will be easier for me to react and attack it in real time. Because as you know, when the price is moving, especially on a 1 minute, and especially um, during the first 30 minutes, everything is very volatile, and some emotions can get in the way and um, won't allow us to execute the right trade, even though we can analyze it perfectly. But since we're stuck with emotions and stuff like that, fear and all the psychology side of trading, then it might interfere and we won't be able to execute the trade. So when I'm drawing it on the chart and when I'm preparing scenarios, it's much easier psychologically to execute the plan. As the sentence said, um, trade your right, trade your plan, plan your trade your plan. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. If not, I'll leave you to it. There is 30 minutes before the opening bell. It's Monday, so the market is pretty quiet at the moment, only 0.67% up, down, sorry, on the NASDAQ. Again, one scenario will be good if we will drop to those levels on the NASDAQ and then bounce up, or either from this point bouncing up. I would prefer to see the market dropping down first and then bouncing up. It will be much easier to catch some of the stocks at the bottom and not just running from the beginning of the day. I also I just saw that blue, BLUE, also um, on my radar. Not sure why. Let's see if we have any news. Any news that coming on blue? Blue red buy stocks or FDA approval. Okay, that's great. So FDA approval, the price is pushing higher. Then retest most of the bounced up. Let's look at the 1H. And it's a $6 stock that so I don't love it. Right now opening around the same price that it closed Friday. So you can still mark those areas. And in this case, it's between 6.2 to 6.4. If we will bounce from it, great. Might go all the way to 720, 730. And if not, and breaking down below the 620, and we should expect a nice momentum move all the way to the 5, 6. So those are the level that I would have played with. Stop losses will be very tight stop losses. Don't go with a wide range of stop loss. Not more than 20 cents should be enough here. So another drop to the 6.4, 6.2 area could be a great place to look for buy on the stock. Again, day trading, not holding it forever. Let's look at the CVX. Yeah, so Chevron is also dropping down like 2 point something percent, 2.3%. So let's see if it could bounce up from this area. Closed yesterday or Friday at 157, like the $3-4 down. Look at this Turkish color right here. That's the 420 EMA held perfectly as support one time and also the second time. If we'll reach that, we should expect another support from the 420 EMA. And if we'll break through that or break it, we can easily see a drop to the 150. So watch also CVX. Alrighty, guys. So thanks for joining in, and hopefully you will have a great trading session. As I mentioned before, if you are not really familiar with trading stocks and you just started, you can easily trade SPY and QQQ in this period of time. Since they are very volatile, they're moving almost like stocks in this case. So you can definitely find great setups there, especially those counter trend. So for those of you who like to buy the dips or sell the top, it could be great. Alrighty. So until next time, take care, guys. Bye.